Ashu Tariq. We will be solving one of the Igcse ICT past paper as requested by my students. So this is November 2021 P3 that we are going to solve. You have been supplied with the following source files. So I've told you this so many times that whenever you get your sporting files, even CIEs or even school exams, you have to confirm that do you have exactly the same files. Sometimes the extensions might be different. In a couple of the exams, the examiner did try to confuse the students by providing the same name. Okay, and students probably did not pay attention at the extension, so there was a problem. So read the extension, look at the file, look at the extension, and then open up. So a txt file could be replaced by the RTL file, and the content in the RTL file would be different. And name could be the same with RTF. Both will contain text. So if we don't pay attention at the extensions, this could create a problem. Task 1, evidence document. Create a new word processing document. Make sure your name, Saem, and will appear on every page. So we will open up. Over here is Word. And obviously in the header, we are supposed to have our name, center number, and the date. Spelling. So it's right. So whatever it is, you will type that in. Save this image document in your work area, followed by your center number, candidate number, for example, this, okay, right? So you have to save it with that. So we are going to save it in the same folder that we have extracted. In my case, it's on the desktop, so that's what we will do. So many documents opened up. Save as, browse. I am going to browse to the desktop. Here we go. And you can see over here is right. Not this one. This was your number 21. So in the same sporting file folder, I'm going to say, obviously I'm not writing down this proper candidate numbers. So task 2, data analysis. You work for a company planning to recycle plastic waste washed up on the beaches of many islands in the Maldives. You will create a spreadsheet to calculate the cost of a return journey from the recycling center to the island to collect this plastic waste. All currency values must be in US dollar, displayed 2 decimal places. Open and examine. Okay, that's really important. We have to open and examine the file. Just don't start doing your work. You need to study the sheet properly. So here we go. I will obviously open and examine the files. So view, let's view the large. So we're supposed to examine the file N21 island, this one, and we'll read ahead obviously. So what do we have here? We have is some code, island name, we have atoll, and we have distance from the recycling plant. Right. This file will be used to provide data for a spreadsheet, and data must not be copied or changed. So we don't have to copy and paste it. Okay, we'll not do that. I'm not changed. Open and examine the file in N21 cost.csv. So we have over here is N21 cost.csv as well. There we go. So we have something over here that says the fuel cost, fuel consumption, operating speed, 1 knot, QQ rates, so on and so. Okay, fine. Let's read ahead. Place in the header, place in the footer, right aligned the text cost prepared by, okay, cost prepared. So we have to place in the footer. Okay, and then space followed by space by today's automatic date. So here we go. We'll simply come into print, we'll come into page setup, we'll come into header and footer, we'll come into footer, and we're supposed to right align and paste this. Okay, so the right I can have over here is Mr. Saem. right? And then and I'm going to follow by your name, okay? And today's automated date. So we were supposed to provide, and we'll also provide today's automated date. So you can see over here is I have today's automated time and today's automated date, right? Okay, save this file as this. So I'll press OK, right. Insert two new rows above row one. So I need to insert, I'm so sorry, one delete insert. So 1 and 2. Merge the cells A1 to C1 and enter the text this one. So A1 to C1 needs to be merged and the following text needs to be pasted. Format the cells A1 to C1 to contain white 26 with dark blue background. So we need to have over here is a dark blue background. It has to be white. It has to be 26. Okay. Right. Click here and we can just align it properly. Okay. Right. Format to contain 26 point or right. So it has to come in, okay, format it so that it looks like this. Obviously, what I have to do is cost of plastic. So I'll come into the format cell and I'll come into alignment and I'll make sure I have wrapped the text. Okay. So the advantage of wrapping the text will be that if I want to obviously take this down, just put a space and I can also increase the, so we have exactly something like this, as you can see. Okay, obviously I can increase this more at the height of it. By the way, you should know that I can directly go over here and I can define the row height if some at times they ask you to enter a specific row height. For example, I have 672 over here. So if I enter over here is 78, and so I have 78 as a row height. Same way I can even have is your column width. We can define the column width as specified. Okay, so this point will come. Be ready for that. Okay, so now what we have, format this like this. Okay, no, so we have to format all these towards the right hand side, as you can see over there. I can see them as a bit bold. I don't know. Doesn't make a difference. Question bold. These are aligned towards the right. Yes, and these are aligned towards the left. That's perfectly fine. Nothing much. Okay, in cell B12. So we have over here is B12. Right over here. Okay. In cell B12, enter a function to look up the name of the island using the code entered in cell B11. So in cell B11, okay, this one. Okay. So obviously what we'll do is B12, we'll use is equals to VLOOKUP, and that's my lookup value, comma. So we need is the island name. As you can see over here is I have the code and the island name. So I will select this two, and I want to get the data from the second column. So obviously I write 0, 2, and 0 is want to get the exact match. So I could write 0 or false. It's the same thing. So I get to know is the name of the island. In cell B13, which is this one, B13, distance from the recycling plant. So in cell B13, enter a function to look up the distance of the island from the recycling plant. So we do the same thing is equals to VLOOKUP, and we look up for M1, comma. Again, the same thing. We need the distance, and distance is provided over here. So no problem. We can select all this and 1, 2, 3, 4. We want the data from the fourth column. So all we do is write comma 4 and comma 0 for the match. So we get is 75. All right. Let's read the question ahead. Okay. So you can take the points that you've done. In cell B14, as you can see over here, not this one, this one. As you can see over here in cell B14, be careful where you're entering formula. Enter formula to calculate the total distance traveled to the island and back. Okay, so sorry, had to finish my cup of tea. Had to pause. So in cell B14, enter formula to calculate the total distance traveled to the island and back. Okay, so what we need to do over here is return distance, obviously. Common sense, it's total distance has to be multiplied by 2. So you go and you come back, obviously. Very basic thing. In cell B15, enter formula to calculate the number of hours the journey will take. This is calculated as, so we have to do it in B15 and where am I in B15? So we have to do over here is equals to return distance, which is this, divided by, I will put this in bracket because both are appearing together, divided by operating speed, which is this, multiplied by the contents of cell B6. And what do we have in B6? Here. Okay. So enter, and we get this, right? Round this time to the nearest whole. So we simply use over here is round. We have discussed round before as well. We know what this round does. Round, round up, and round down. Make sure you know all this. You should know what round is. You should know what int is, and you should know what format is. So that's fine. I use round. Okay. Oh, we're supposed to put this in brackets. So here we go. Right, we rounded it. Okay, in cell B16 over here, fuel used for journey. That's B16, right? In cell B16, enter formula to calculate the fuel used for the journey. This is calculated as return journey time is equals to return journey time multiplied by fuel consumption. So we have is fuel consumption. So they're giving us the way out, okay? In cell B17, enter formula to calculate the fuel cost of journey. In B17, we have to find is the fuel cost of the journey. So fuel used for the journey, okay? So obviously this will be is equals to fuel used look at the fuel cost. So obviously we have over here is the fuel used and divided by the total distance. This will give us the fuel cost. Okay. The fuel cost. This is fuel used for journey was this much, and no, this is not sorry. Not this way. Actually, I was calculating some other thing. So fuel used is this much, and we have to multiply it by fuel cost, which is this much. So this is what it will be, obviously. Okay, then we have is 10, which is so again I forgot to pick. We have to make sure we've done this, we've done this, and we've done this. Okay, right? In cell B18, which is this one, enter formula so that if the journey time is less than 10, it displays the value 4. Okay. And so B18. I mean B18 is number 2, right? If the journey time I'm just having a look where is the journey time. Consumption not. Oh, sorry. Return journey time. So we'll do over here is equals to if and we'll say is that if current journey time, what does it say, is less than 10 hours. So if it's less than 10, then you display it's 4. Otherwise, it's greater than or equal to 10 hours and less than, or if it's greater than or less than and equal to 15 hours, display value 6. So what we'll do is we can simply use over here is if less than or equal to 10 hours and if it's less than or equal to 15 hours display. So we can simply use over here is another if, okay, and we can try to use. I mean, let me just explain. We can use an and over here as well. That's also fine if you want to be confident. Otherwise, you can just write less than 15. That will be okay. But let me just try to here. If this is greater than or equal to 10. So if this is greater than or equal to 10, okay. Okay, so not and, we'll use or. Or I'll just explain this in detail, don't worry. Or it's less than or equal to 15. And the same thing, if this is less than or equal to 15, then what we need to do is, so where am I? Yes, then comma, we'll have 6. So that's 6. Right? Greater than 15 displays it. So otherwise, obviously, whatever is there, we will be displaying is 9. Right. So you can see I get 4. So if I have over here, just as for discussion, I don't want to remove this. Anyway, so working perfectly fine. What I wanted to say was over here, we could have done was if B15 is less than 10, give 4. And then we could have said simply over here was that if, let me just show you. The alternate way could have been this way as well. If this value is less than 10, then 4. Otherwise, if this value is less than and equal to 15, because this will include 10 as well. So it's the same thing. And we'll display 6. Otherwise, display is 9. So that's an alternate way. Anyway, you will be getting the same answer. So you can try this one or this one. Okay. This one seems to be easier. This makes more sense. I don't know. Both are fine. Remember, when you use if, the next if condition obviously forgets or ignores the previous one. That's the way it works. So if you have 6 to 7 multiple if conditions, don't worry that, because students usually say, what about the next if? Will the next if not include the values from the previous if? No, it won't. Okay, so even this way it will work. So I'll remove this for now. That's an alternate way you could have done it. Next, what we have is in cell B19. Okay. Enter formula to calculate the cost of the crew for their return journey. Each journey will have 2 crew members paid at crew rate A. So there must be a crew rate A, right? And the other crew members will be paid at crew rate B. Okay, so this crew rate A, crew rate B. So you have to find the crew rate A. Okay, so what they're saying is, enter formula to calculate total cost. Enter formula to calculate the cost of the crew for the return journey. Each journey will have 2 crew members paid. Okay. So we'll simply have is, okay. We require 4.